When the moon is high.
Previously on Moe's Place. Hank Dickerson? Oh, Aura.
Oh, he'll show. I may have had a friendly little birdie tell him that you're hosting a high-stakes poker game tonight. Believe me, if he's breathing, he'll be there.
Well, this is fun, Aura. Now why don't you tell me what you really want?
Look, Mo, I know you're scared, but...
Of course I'm scared, Jack. You're my best friend. Tell me I don't have to do this alone.
I got him drunk, I put him on tilt, I squeezed him like a stuffy. He doesn't know anything.
Don't be scared, Mo. Look, I'll go back to the Cove tomorrow. Give me 3 days. I'll be back, no matter what.
No one's gonna take us without a hell of a fight.
And now, Moe's Place continues.
Good morning, campers. Time for a history lesson. When the grid went down, federal, state, and local governments collapsed. Congress was on recess, and most members had no way, or no desire, to return to D.C. The first thing the president did with his newly supercharged emergency powers was divide the nation into 6 regions and appoint a regional governor to reign over each of them. For reasons of national security, Hawaii and Alaska were put under the control of the United States military. Each region has a central hub from which everything is controlled. Philadelphia, Miami, Chicago, Dallas, Sioux Falls, and in the West Coast region, Denver, where Regional Governor Gregory Grayson is king. From Denver, Grayson micromanages every aspect of the 11 West Coast Smart City districts. They're all connected to each other and Denver via high-speed rails. Everything else, well, that's the Badlands, where everyone who couldn't or wouldn't move to a city was left to fend for themselves. As the first to open, Unity Cove became the blueprint for a reimagined America. And that little spot in the Sierra Nevada foothills, that's Brink's Pass. And on this morning in Brink's Pass, we were all gathered around Grandma's table, trying to figure out what the hell we should do next.
Now you kids are gonna have to simmer down and explain this to me nice and slow like I'm your 84-year-old grandma. Because so far, all I'm hearing is that none of you seem to know a damn thing.
Well, Grandma, that's not entirely true. We know that neither the mayor nor Hank Dickerson know anything, and that actually tells us a lot.
Grandma, with the crazy shit that has been going on in the Cove, Grayson should be hounding Jess, and instead it's crickets. He won't even return her phone calls.
Bottom line, Grayson does know what's going on, and he's not doing a damn thing to fix it, which can only mean...
He's in on it. This is all intentional.
To what end? What's his end game?
That's the $64,000 question now, isn't it? My guess is he wants to see how far he can push the residents before they snap.
And when they do, they're gonna need someone to blame.
We always knew they'd want the Badlands back someday. Shit, it's genius if you think about it.
It is genius. Create chaos, fear, and anger in the Cove and blame it on the Badlands boogeyman. It gives Denver an excuse to finally raid places like Brink's Pass, and it can tighten its grip on Unity residents. Think the Patriot Act on steroids. With the Brinks boys out of the way, there'd be no one to stop them from steamrolling over the people who want nothing to do with the government's smart cities and seizing the land for themselves.
Another fucking psyop. This reeks of a setup.
Now listen up. I'm not about to start a panic up here based on a bunch of mights and maybes. Panic is bad for business.
Grandma.
Don't you grandma me, boy. We need to have our priorities straight here. Now you get your ass back to Unity Cove and get some answers.
I'm going to reach out to some of my bigger birdies and see what they know. If this is happening, Brink's Pass won't be the only target.
Oh, that reminds me. Can you stop by and talk to Trixie before you leave? She's all upset. She's convinced something's wrong with Rain Man.
Ugh, please talk to her, Aura, or she'll drive us nuts.
Well, every territory in America's Badlands has its local heroes. The undisputed face of the resistance is Green Man, which is ironic considering no one knows what he looks like. Within days of the grid going down, Green Man appeared, broadcasting from a pirate station from God knows where. Before ground even broke on Unity, he was warning people of the authoritarian government that had been installed when the lights were off. When he wasn't on the air, he was in the trenches, shooting down government drones, blowing up government data centers, and arming rebels with tech no one had seen before. Just as Unity was about to open, Green Men led a charge in the Nevada desert against the Tower, the source of government propaganda, with a signal that beamed state-sanctioned news into the minds of every resident of the growing numbers of smart cities. Every feed is customized for each individual, a feature Green Man swore would one day be used to turn every man, woman, and child in the districts into programmable Manchurian candidates. The assault on the tower was a bloodbath. Much of Green Man's army was wiped out, and up to a couple of weeks ago, Green Man himself was assumed dead. It damn near destroyed Trixie. If Green Man were a rock star, she'd be his #1 groupie. Then 2 weeks ago, out of nowhere, he was back, broadcasting videos into the Badlands. Trixie hasn't stopped gushing about him since.
Green Man's broadcasting. Well, that is interesting. Yeah, of course I'll talk to her.
And what about us, Grandma Ruth? What do you want us to do?
Well, Brink's Pass is long overdue for a good spring cleaning, so that's exactly what we're gonna call it. I want a complete inventory of all of our supplies, down to the last roll of toilet paper.
And just like that, we all had something to do, which is a hell of a lot better than waiting for an anvil to fall on our heads. Grandma sent wire out to the ranch to make sure the pass's food and water supplies were protected. Security was to be beefed up on Main Street and in the outer territories. Aura had her birdies to call, and Mo was about to go through her place with a fine-tooth comb. The goal was to know exactly what we have and what we need to make sure everything was in tip-top running shape. As for me...
So, what time you planning on taking off?
It'll be a couple of hours at least. I'm gonna take another run at Neri and see if I can get him to make any sense. I want to go over some security stuff with Wire before I go, so...
You'll stop by before you go?
Of course I will. I could never leave without saying goodbye to Roxy.
You're such a jerk.
You're such a brat. Talking to Neri is always a roll of the dice. He's got a brilliant mind and he's still my best shot at getting a handle on Unity's psycho bots, but he's also batshit crazy, so you never know what you're gonna get. The last time I tried, he kept babbling something about in and out.
What goes in must come out, my brother. What goes in must come out.
I have no idea what that means, but something tells me it's important.
You don't have a bot problem, my brother. You have a thought problem.
Yeah, Neri, I'm begging you, dude. Less Terrence McKenna, more Sam Carter.
Okay, man, it's like this. Those little dudes only do what they're programmed to do. They trust their programmers. But if their programmers start feeding them a load of contradictory shit, they go berserk.
Because what goes in...
It's just gotta come out, man.
Now we were getting somewhere. Every bot on the supply lines, from the Denver hub to the rails and docks to the delivery bots and stalkers, they're all automatically updated with the most current information every time a shipment passes a checkpoint. If Mrs. Jones puts a gallon of soy milk on our weekly shopping list, Denver tags a gallon with Mrs. Jones' unique resident code and adds it to the container of gallon jugs headed to Unity Cove. The container is locked in Denver, and the unlock code is only transmitted when a Unity dock bot acknowledges the container has arrived. The gallons are then automatically separated for delivery, and Mrs. Jones's bottle is scanned and sent to the specific shop she frequents, where it's scanned as delivered and then scanned again when the stalker bot puts it on the shelf. When Mrs. Jones goes to the store and grabs a carton, it's scanned as claimed when she takes it off the shelf, then again as purchased at the register, and when she puts it in her smart fridge, Denver receives one last notice that Mrs. Jones's transaction has been completed. If a bot anywhere down the line discovers a discrepancy, Denver is notified and the entire Unity Cove soy milk supply engine grinds to an immediate halt until that fucking bottle of fake latte is accounted for. If the infallible computers think she's already bought the jug she's owed, God help Mrs. Jones if she tries to buy another gallon. Unity Cove doesn't take kindly to hoarders, and Denver will freeze your credits if they suspect you of it.
Thing is, bots don't miscount shit, and they're not very good liars, which means Denver has to gaslight them constantly into thinking there are only 4 lights, if you get my drift. But they're little AI brains. They're also programmed never to let these things go, right? They're supposed to learn from any errors. So if they suspect something's hinky, they launch a series of internal deep dive diagnostics to figure the shit out, right? They'll even start to suspect other bots on the line and trigger diagnostics in them.
With all the updates Denver's sending to cover their asses, their circuits are frying.
And because all of them have a base directive to prevent any harm, and that includes potential theft to all human residents by any means necessary.
They're turning on each other.
Because what goes in, my brother,
Must come out. Jesus, Miri. Don't ever change.
Trixie, darling, a little birdie told me that you wanted to have a word with me.
Oh, Aura, I'm ever so glad you're here. Come with me. I just know there's something wrong with Green Man. It was like a real miracle, you know? I mean, after all that time, he just shows up on the air again.
Well, I must admit, even I had lost hope of seeing them again.
Well, I know. It was tragic, and then there he was. But Aura, he just doesn't sound like himself. See for yourself.
In the time that I've been gone, I've traveled the Badlands from coast to coast, and I can tell you the level of desperation and duplicity disgusted me. In less than 3 years, we've gone from the Wild West to the 7th ring of hell. At this point, how are we any better than the Uni Party we're supposedly resisting?
You're right, Trixie. Something's definitely wrong with Green Man.
Hey, Tony, you got some time to talk?
Hi yourself there, Wire. Come on back, I gotta feed the chickens.
When Brink's past sits down to supper, they give thanks to 2 people, Jesus Christ and Tony Prince. Coney runs Brink's ranch, she oversees all the farmland, and she can blow the doors off Fort Knox if you ask her nice.
So what brings you out here, Wire?
Well, you know Grandma. She says she wants a spring cleaning and a full maintenance check, and she wants it yesterday.
So let me get this straight. Green Man starts broadcasting from the grave. Jack is here. Aura comes into town. And Grandma wants a spring cleaning?
Yeah, well, I guess there is a lot going on.
How about you cut the shit, Wire, and tell me what this is really about?
T, ain't nothing happening yet. Grandma doesn't want to get everybody's panties in a wad.
But trouble is brewing.
Maybe some Denver trouble.
Aw, shit.
Look, we're just taking some precautions. I'm gonna move a couple of the trailers and some of the boys up here, and hey, they can help you.
Help me clean?
Yeah, something like that.
And now for the hard part.
When the moon is high.
Well, I guess it's about that time.
Yeah, I kind of got to get ready for tonight.
We've got this, Mo. Whatever it is, you know we've got this.
I know we do. Look, just be really careful on the drive back, okay?
Hell, I'm more afraid of what Jess is gonna do to me than I am of the Badlands. One of Aura's birdies says it's starting to get a little crazy in the cove.
3 days, Jack. Don't be a jerk.
3 days. I promise. So don't be a brat.
Out of town where the lights shine bright, there's a place that swings from day to night. MOE'S the name and fun's the game. Step right in, you'll never be the same. Whoa, MOE'S place, it's the ace where the jazz is hot and the drinks are cold. MOE'S place, set the pace. Come on in, let the good times roll.